Let's say I design chairs.
Yes.
What are you gonna do for me?
So if you design chairs, every great chair starts out as a sketch. We help you first visualize that drawing and then make that 3D drawing into a 3D object that you can actually manufacture. And this is known as the paper to production process. So instead of actually automating that, we're actually helping people accelerate that process so they can actually keep the sense of authorship when they're creating their artistic pieces. So we build tools that essentially, help you do that much faster.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What is your secret to make this happen? Like, why are people choosing you? I'm sure it's a very competitive landscape.
Yeah.
What do you guys offer?
Yeah. I think a lot of it is because we honor the craft of how artists and designers already work, right? Like drawing is something we've done as humans since the caveman times. We would use drawings to tell stories and to kind of communicate ideas. And we really leverage that as a way for artists to kind of keep that sense of authorship when they're developing things so that, in the final product, it still feels like it's theirs. So that's kind of a key differentiator, I would say, about us versus other traditional, let's say like text to image or text to this type models. We're really leveraging different inputs that artists and designers are naturally already doing, which is quite different, I would say.
And what's the trick to make that happen?
I would say a trick is not, well, I'm an artist myself. I went to art school. So one is kind of having that natural intuition for how artists would want something to be. Another trick of that is just, I would say, having a deep understanding of the workflows, right? This is not just a one-stop shop. There's kind of these multifaceted processes that have to happen for something to come to life. And I feel like really understanding that and how these things come together to produce the product is, I would say, the trick. There's really no technical magic behind this, I would say. There's a lot of things, everything's out there. So it's really more so understanding how to orchestrate technology to get the results.
What kind of viewpoint, what mindset have you gained as an artist that has helped you succeed in the world of tech?
Yeah. So I would say, one, being an artist, but then being at Nvidia for a few years, I would say 3 to 4 years, at a time where AI was just starting to make a lot of sense, it allowed me to kind of have a different lens of a lot of the science projects that people were working on there that might have just seemed as, simple research. But I really saw it as an application that accelerated my own workflow, which was just, car design at first, which are just drawings that have to become physical cars. So I think just having that unique perspective as an artist for something that's usually fundamentally very technological allowed me to kind of derive to relatively novel ideas that normally, most people wouldn't have saw, I think, at first sight.
What sparked that idea and motivated you to go out on your own?
Yeah, so this is 2019. It was something called GANs. People that are watching will know, these were like the most popular generative architecture at the time. And when I saw this, I really saw this as, this was the first.
Tell me more about that, because that went way over my head.
Yeah. So basically, right now you've seen things where you can type something and get an image, right?
Okay.
That never existed before. Before, you had to really look at a large bank of images of a particular subject, and then you could generate just that. And this was a very huge feat at the time. And people saw this as just, maybe a one-stop shop thing, but I really saw it as a way that was going to change the way that artists and designers worked. Because if you can just create an image in a few seconds, that can enable a lot of different things. So I really saw it as a way to enable, as a way like, okay, well, if we can generate images, why can't we generate images from drawings? And, actually rendering drawings is a big part of the process that's very time consuming. So me seeing how fast we're able to generate these images, I thought, okay, well, I should just, maybe pitch this to Jensen or somehow do this internally, but, COVID was happening, we're all getting sent home. So I thought that was maybe a good time to maybe just leave and kind of try doing this on my own, applying these different GAN architectures.